There's been a lot happening last year on the Facebook game side, so it's going to be a bit of a whistle-stop tour across a number of the different initiatives. But again, feel free to follow up with me afterwards. I have a couple people from the team here as well. I'm based in London, and as Marina said, we support partners across all platforms, from PC console to mobile to web as well. So I just want to start really just by articulating the mission we have. When we're thinking about what are we trying to do at Facebook Games, and it's a subset of the mission overall, which is for Facebook, which is all about making the world more open and connected. When we think about games, it's giving people the power to discover, play, and share their favorite games. And then the key premise is also anywhere. And we'll talk a lot about that, but the idea really, as you know, is that gamers are everywhere, they're playing on every platform, and they can play in many different contexts, and we want to really help support you as you think about enabling gamers and making your games richer and more compelling. So this is sort of the obligatory large number slide, but the important point really is when we talk a lot about Facebook, we talk about Facebook in the main Blue app, which is up to 1.8 billion people now, so continues to grow. And we see obviously really significant usage both on web and of course on mobile, where we're seeing more and more of the growth. But of course, and I'll talk about it in a minute, we're really thinking about, when you think about gaming content and platforms, also think about some of the other apps, particularly Messenger, which I'm going to touch on in a minute. We've just launched a service on Messenger as well. So again, it's not just Facebook, it's a whole series of apps that are all interconnected when you're thinking about gaming experiences. So going back to, I guess, where it all began in terms of gaming, so we started our gaming platform 6, 7, maybe even 8 years ago now. It kind of unintentionally became a gaming platform on Facebook.com. Still very, very important for us, as this stat attests to. We see really, really significant time spent within the web audience on games. So people are still spending a lot of time. People are still spending a lot of money in games that you and other developers are building and launching on the platform. So it's something we talk about less, but again, still continues to be a very, very important place for people to come play, and a very social place for people to spend their time. So again, just as sort of a reminder, and again, a bit of context on sort of where we've come from and the levels of engagement we still see. To the point I was making earlier, really when you think about it, and you live this world, gamers can play anywhere today. And it's a reality, and one of the things that we think about, particularly when you think of Facebook, is we're an app business essentially as well. I just showed you a bunch of the apps. We're struggling with the same challenges you are to make sure that we can make our services available everywhere and have consistent experiences. And a lot of what we do when we think of Facebook platform and the tools we provide you as developers is help facilitate that and help connect those experiences for people and players. So again, looking at it in a little more detail, if you think these are all the different places and platforms you can play, again, we really are present on all those platforms. We have different tools and different services for everything from Facebook.com through to all the mobile services we provide, login, analytics, other tools. We'll talk about instant games as well. And then, of course, we are also present on the PC desktop and, of course, on consoles as well, which is something a lot of you may not have seen as much, but we're absolutely investing in partnerships with major consoles as well. So when we talk about the platform and the services we provide, we like to bucket it. There's a whole bunch of different things, so we kind of bucket it in build, grow, monetize, just to have it make sense. And not every developer will use every tool, but really, if you think about it from the very beginning, when we're thinking about first building a game, regardless of the platform, think about the tools that Facebook can provide. Anything from login, we have partnerships with Unity to help you build your game. We have solutions to host your game. And then when you even think about monetizing your game, of course, there's payments on the web, and we have the audience network for mobile as well, which is an important way to add incremental monetization to your game. So really, complete set of services. I'm going to touch on a few of them in the next couple of slides. But again, definitely check out the developer site, developers.facebook.com, and you can see the full range of services. So I kind of have to start with login. It's I guess the building block if you're thinking about using Facebook tools and services. It's the thing that provides that social context. A lot of you, I'm sure, have played games and have connected your games to Facebook and to your friends, and really been able to have a richer experience as a result. I'm just going to show a couple examples. One is Miniclip, 8-Ball Pool, amazing game, very, very social game. And one where we're really, really happy to see they were willing to do a case study, and we've seen some amazing metrics. So first off, 63% of players that use actually use Facebook login. So I don't know, I'm assuming most of you have played, but it's very much a social game. You're challenging people. It's so much richer, as we all know, playing with friends. So login is really a core part of that experience. And as you can see, people who log in are also, they spend more. So the ARPDAU is higher than other login solutions. Even the conversion rate is higher, which is great. Again, partly a testament to the scale of the audience. And then also you see higher retention relative to other logins. So again, an example of a game that's really built for social, and Facebook makes that game experience richer. Probably not the next slide you expected me to show after Miniclip and 8-Ball Pool, but League of Legends is someone, Riot, we've worked with a lot over the past couple of years, and we've, again, thought of login in a different way. And we spent a lot of time with them to think of something that was much more considered and frankly relevant for the way the player experience works. So essentially what we did and what Riot figured out was that they could use Facebook as a way to create basically richer friend experiences. So they basically implemented login as a friend finder in League of Legends. So now essentially when you're playing, you can use Facebook as a way to enhance and expand your friend graph. And they've seen over 4 million people connect their accounts. And what's interesting is the 4 million people have generated 15 million connections. So again, totally different context, but still, login has that power to connect people in various different ways. As I mentioned, again, we're an Xbox One, so there's, again, you can connect with Facebook and Xbox One. Again, it creates a richer experience, more social experience for you to share your gaming on console. Similarly, on PlayStation, we have a similar integration. So again, really many different ways that we're trying to help connect players and allow players to share and discover games. Switching gears, this is, I think, another one of the products we've spent the most on in the last year or two. Analytics, again, it's one of those critical areas for you as developers to understand and optimize your gameplay. We've invested in this tool very, very significantly in the last 2 years. It's gone from being essentially something that just helped you understand what happened with login players to a fully featured analytics tool. Everything you would expect to find, from cohorts to segments to really any funnels, anything you'd expect to find, you can use. App Events allows you to track any event, any activity that's happening in your game. What's interesting, particularly interesting, obviously it's free, which is helpful, but specific to Facebook and unique to Facebook is the demographics tab, because essentially anyone, it doesn't have to be anyone who's connected to Facebook in your app. Anyone who has the Facebook app on their phone, we can share the demographic data and aggregate. So you can see exactly what type of demographics are playing your game. Male, female, young, old, interests, education level, you name it. So it's a rich data field, which again, when you're thinking about who's playing your game, who's engaging your game, and who's spending in your game, this is another way to look at it, and a whole other data set which you can use through Facebook Analytics. So I've talked a little bit about platform. There's, as I said, many more products. Happy to touch on them later. I wanted to get into some of the newer stuff that we're building, and hopefully some of the exciting stuff that will interest you when you're thinking about where you're going to put your games and where you're going to build your next game. So Gameroom is our PC download client, which I can hopefully... So this launched last year, around June or so. We had the first soft launch. We've continued to iterate on it. We did a larger launch back in November around Unite. Again, think of it as a place, really, it's a PC download, very rich, immersive gaming experience. What's great about it is that, effectively, once you've downloaded it, you have access to all of your favorite games. So it's connected in the back end to Facebook payments and login. So if you've been playing a game for years on Facebook.com, you can keep playing in the game room. But it also is a unique experience, dedicated experience, rich, full screen, and really the idea is this is really a focus place for gamers. So one thing it does help with is, because we've done a partnership with Adobe and Flash, any Flash games you have will continue to live in here for the foreseeable future, which is not necessarily the case in other worlds. So really helpful. As I mentioned, there's about 1,000 games on the platform already, and we're continuing to add more and more features. We've just launched video integration, so if you're any sort of gaming video you might be seeing, which I'll touch on in a minute, you can actually discover it in Gameroom as well. So it's not just a place to play games, it's becoming a place to engage and consume content as well. So I mentioned Unite. We have a big partnership with Unity. We've been doing a bunch of different things, from initially building an SDK for Unity games to this specific partnership here. And the idea, and I'll show you on this screen, this beautiful screen of the Unity editor. Essentially what you can do is now you can export your game directly to Gameroom, and it's just a native file you export, and then you integrate payments. And any of these great mobile games you're building in Unity are now available in Gameroom. And also you can export through WebGL to facebook.com. So we've put a lot of time into this, Unity's put a lot of time into it, and it's a great way, again, to access a new audience without huge amounts of development work. So one of the things that we've, again, invested a lot of time in, and we've got over 70 of what we're calling native games. So these are games that are not available on facebook.com. They're essentially a download in the background for the player when they first click on them, but you can imagine the performance is much higher, very rich game experience. This is just a sampling of some of the titles. The one thing I want to call out is we're just starting to also support premium games, which is something we hadn't had before on our web business. So now we have something in the neighborhood of about 15, 20 games. So it's an early test, but you'll see this game here, Eyes of Ara. There's more and more titles, so we actually support a premium function. So again, think about that depending on which type of games you're building. It's another way to interact and take advantage of a new audience. So, instant games. This is another new thing. We launched it on November 29th of last year. Hopefully some of you have played it. Has anyone played a game in Messenger? Okay, not bad. No? Anyway, you should. Check it out, definitely. It's essentially the idea is it's HTML5 games, no external download required. You can play directly in Messenger. The idea really is instantly accessible. You open up a chat thread with your friend, and you'll see a little composer, a little game icon. Click on it, you'll see a bunch of games, and you can directly challenge your friends in the thread, which is pretty exciting. And so the idea is these are really, really fast, and the quality is actually really, really amazing. So it's early stages. We're still building out the platform, but we're seeing really great initial success. It's in closed beta. So it's available in Messenger, as I said. It's also on Facebook, and it's also available on the web and on mobile. So again, wherever you're playing, you can connect with these games. We've got a great roster of titles, and early days, but there's a lot more to come on this. I just wanted to share, and hopefully you'll definitely check out the games. We have about 35 games live now, which are across a range of genres. We're trying to learn what works. We're seeing a lot of really great interaction for the competitive play, so people play, get a high score, challenge each other. I'm noticing Nick's beautiful Pac-Man suit. Pac-Man was one of the games we launched with, which we, for those of a certain age, absolutely love. We do have games like Everwing, which appeal to maybe a slightly younger demographic, but it's Space Invaders, you name it, classic games, word games, and we're seeing really, really strong engagement. So if you're interested in learning more, there's a little URL there. Feel free to, there's a form, fill out the form, and then we're processing inbound requests as we go as the platform starts to scale. So again, super excited about this one. Watch the space, and definitely check it out if you haven't played. So this is a little video which was part of the launch. It might be slightly American. I'm Canadian, but it is slightly American, but it's hopefully pretty fun.
Something new in Messenger. Introducing instant games.
This guy versus is Nana in Pac-Man.
You little
Jeez, Nana.
This guy versus his friend from France versus helping up roommates in the woods with friends frenzy.
You know how to spell loser?
You know how to spell jerk face?
Well, technically, that is not even a word.
How do you say burn in French?
This guy versus his new lady friend in Everwing. Victory. Defeat.
Wanna be my girlfriend?
Yeah, totally!
With so many games, you can connect and compete against your friends, family, anyone really. Play on players.
Okay, well, there you go. So definitely check it out. Switching gears from platforms to content and engagement, another big area and a big area of investment for us across all of Facebook, not just the world of games, has been video. If you've seen me talk before, I talked a lot about live video last year, which we really love, but we're now talking about more than just live video. So any type of video is obviously exciting. So I'll talk a little bit about it. One of the key points, and just if you've been following any of our announcements as recent earnings results, there's been a lot of talk about video. Mark, our CEO, is very passionate about the way video is going to change experiences. We're already seeing it in terms of huge growth in video consumption and video creation with Facebook Live. from individuals to companies to all sorts of different scales of enterprise that are using Facebook and Facebook Live to really connect with users. So again, I think video is big for us. We care about a lot, lots of amazing engagement. That's what makes it so exciting, I think, for both developers and people. When I think about gaming video, and we think about gaming video, it takes a bunch of different forms. One is esports and influencers. We're spending a lot of time working with different developers, different leagues, and starting to really help them bring their content to Facebook. I'll show you a couple examples in a minute. Those who are into more of the core end of the gaming spectrum probably have spent a lot of time watching influencer content. Again, we're starting to work with influencers, so watch out on Facebook. You should be starting to see more content from influencers. We've done an integration with Blizzard, which I'll show really quickly. Again, it allows any player to go live from any Blizzard game, so really a way for you to share those highlights and those big gaming moments with your friends. And then lastly, we're working with developers from Blizzard to Wargaming, you name it, to help them, again, use the power of the platform. Even Supercell mobile developers, everyone is testing out different ways to engage with their audience using video content. So a couple quick examples. I mean, again, esports, I think Peter from Newzoo is probably going to, I think, is talking today or tomorrow. Again, most of you have seen the phenomenal growth. This is from Newzoo's recent report. Amazing levels of engagement, particularly for the younger audience. This is the thing. This is the next big sport, and we're really looking at how we can help both leagues, teams, and developers really benefit from expanding their audience on Facebook. So a couple of quick ones. We just announced a partnership around Here's the Dorm, so that'll be streaming on Facebook. It's coming soon. It was previously on ESPN. So again, really think of, this is live, super compelling content. We're also partnering with teams, so G2, we partnered with them. So you'll start to see really a broad range of different types of gaming-related video content coming to the platform. For those in League of Legends, Voyboy, who is, I'm not as much a League of Legends player, but Voyboy apparently is very good and very well known. He's on Facebook now, starting to test the platform. So again, if you're thinking about how you work with your communities, definitely think about Facebook, both live and just video on demand content and how you can help expand your audience. I'll show this is just the Blizzard integration video. It's relatively quick.
Today, we'd like to show you a new feature we're introducing that allows players to quickly and easily share Blizzard games live on Facebook with the press of a button. Once you update your Blizzard client, you'll notice the new Stream button in the upper right corner. The first time you press this button, you'll be asked to allow Blizzard permission to post to Facebook on your behalf. Once you agree, you can access the control panel to adjust your streaming settings and customize your Facebook post. You can create a stream title that will appear on your Facebook timeline, then choose where to share it and who can see it. You can also enable or disable your microphone or webcam. For additional settings and helpful information, click the gear icon. In the settings panel, you can find detailed options for hotkeys, input devices, and customizable webcam options. That's it. With the tap of a hotkey, you're live streaming to Facebook and sharing your epic gameplay with the world in real time.
One for my highlight reel.
As always, let us know what you think. Your feedback is important in helping shape the future of Blizzard streaming.
Great. So again, just showing, anyone can go live, just integrate in battle.net. You can also see we're doing the mobile integrations. Elix has done an integration to Clash of Kings, which is pretty exciting. And again, a whole range of developers. So everyone, Texas Hold'em's done a lot. Zynga's working on different ways to go live and integrate. So again, encourage you really to think about different use cases and different ways to help really engage with that audience. So just to wrap up, the key point is really think about Facebook is in a lot of different places and has a lot of different tools and platforms to help you as developers be successful, connect with your audience, and grow your business. Really, so think about the set of platform services, Gameroom, instant games, as I mentioned, a whole different experience, and then, of course, gaming video. So those are really just, as I said, a quick tour of some of the things we're working on. Really, really looking forward to chatting with more of you and helping you build great businesses and great games. Thank you very much.
Hi, great presentation. 2 questions. I'll do it fast.
No worries.
The grandma effect. What are you going to do about the grandma effect? I mean, there's Twitch, there's YouTube. I don't really want to stream in front of my grandma and my old cousins, right?
Yeah.
Second, what are you doing in terms of monetization? Like, Twitch and YouTube, they have this monetization, and Facebook has been criticized for not, actually monetizing the videos in the right way.
Yeah, for the so-called grandma effect, I mean, one of the things that it moved a little fast, but within the Blizzard integration, we spent a lot of time making sure you could choose the audience you shared with, because I think it's a fair point. You don't necessarily want your entire family to see your 4 hours of Overwatch streaming, but that group of friends who really are engaged want to see it. So there's a lot of work we've done in terms of permissions to try to make sure you're sharing with the right people. In terms of monetization, we are starting some tests. I think we've announced some tests in terms of ad breaks that are starting to roll out early stages in the US. So yeah, we're very conscious that that's something that we need to work on and we are working on. Clearly the way we work in a lot of cases, we really try to build a product, scale a product, build an audience, and then really start to figure out how we can monetize and help developers make money.
Would it be possible for you to share something that you have in the roadmap for the instant games? For example, are you going to open up the ecosystem for ads, in-app purchases, anything else that may be interesting for us in the audience?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on a lot of different things. I mean, at a high level, we're really focused on, again, like a bit like video, we're trying to get the engagement loop right, make sure we can have real retention. So you'll be seeing a lot more presence in the Facebook app in the coming months in terms of thinking about sharing and invites. We're also working on turn-based gaming, which is another thing that fits really nicely in Messenger. I'd be happy to chat a little bit more, but there's think of, again, a lot of the basic functionality you want to really make these games as social as they can be and help discover them more easily as well.
Great. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone, for coming.